Dad?
Hello, son. Come here. Please. Come here. I'm no ghost, you know.
But where have you been? What happened?
I'll tell you the whole story later. Right now, let me get a look at you. Look at my son. You know, 3 years, it's been a long time.
Yeah. I'm glad you're back.
God, I'm glad I'm back, too. Paul, I swear, I'm gonna make everything up to you.
It's okay. You're here now, and that's all that matters. You are gonna stick around, aren't you, Dad?
You bet I am. We've missed enough time together. I'm not going anywhere.
You're telling me we can't ever have another baby?
No, Tom, that's not what I said. I'm warning you that it might be extremely difficult for Margot to carry a baby full term. I know how hard that is for you to hear after all you've been through, but it's really better to know the situation up front.
Why? What's wrong?
Well, I found a slight tear in the wall of the uterus.
Can you operate?
No, there's no need. Nature will heal it in time.
Well, then, if we wait,
No, Tom,
then...
Tom, if Margot were to become pregnant during the next 2 years or so, she'd run an extremely high risk of losing the baby. Now, after that, her chances of carrying to term improve,
But there's still a big risk. So that's that.
No, not necessarily. When it comes to nature, no prediction is 100%.
Dr. Samuels, we couldn't survive another miscarriage.
I understand that, believe me. You know, you might consider adoption.
Adoption?
You and Margot have so much to give a child.
No adoption. We want our own child. I'm sorry. That sounded really selfish.
Well, I think you should be the one to explain the situation to
Just
Margot.
not yet. She just went through hell. She couldn't take it.
Well, I'll leave that up to you, but she has to.
I'll tell her. I just don't want anybody else to know until she does, all right?
Fine, I understand that.
Excuse me. Tom, darling, Margot finally fell asleep, so we decided to poke the girl out.
You know what she said just before she drifted off to sleep? She said, well, now, next time we're going to have triplets. Then we'll be right back on schedule. Oh, darling, now that sounds like our old Margot, huh?
Poor Tom and Margot, I can just imagine what they're going through.
I can't. Not that much pain. Nothing I can do to help them. Makes me feel pretty useless.
Yeah, you were at that hospital all night long. I thought you were going to go home and try to catch a nap.
I tried. I just laid in bed, just getting angry at the world. You know, it's amazing how some people just love to kick other people when they're down.
Oh, let me guess. Lucinda Walsh.
Bingo. She shows up at the hospital cafeteria all smiles, comes over to the table. Can't wait to share the good news. Sierra is off to London to be near Antonio.
Oh, come on, Craig. I told you. I talked to Sierra myself. She went over there to visit a friend.
Yeah, fine. Maybe. It's not my business anyway.
Craig, listen, has it occurred to you Lucinda might be after something?
Oh, no kidding. How about happiness ever after for Sierra Antonio?
Exactly, which means, my dear, that you are available again, which means...
Oh, which means that I come crawling back to her bed and board? Let her dream.
I'm sure she thinks you probably would.
Well, she usually believes what she wants to believe.
Trouble is, Lucinda usually gets what she wants. I went after it, I got it. Oh, the story of Jane Stenbeck's lurid life. I scooped the Argus, I've scooped the world. Oh, Ambrose, it's just so wonderful, it's so fortuitous. It's a combination of Lee Iacocca and Dracula, rising from the dead and dropping into my lap.
Do you want me to write that down? I mean, it may be libelous.
I don't care, darling. Jane, write down whatever you like.
You know, from what Barbara Ryan tells me, you better watch your step with this fellow.
No, I've heard all the stories. Ah, let's dish, Ambrose. The most fabulous and delicious thing is that John Dixon detests James Stenbeck. Now, if I can make James, sort of trim his horns a little bit, shine up his halo, I can really get John where it hurts him the most.
I don't think I should be putting some of this stuff down in black and white.
No, Jane, you shouldn't try to think. You should answer the telephone. Ambrose. Oh, no, darling. I feel so good. I feel like something's happening in my style for once.
Your son-in-law.
Oh, good. I'm dropping my jewels. Here, take that. Yes, Tonio, darling. Are you calling from the office?
Yes, but I'm leaving soon. Sierra has agreed to have dinner with me.
Oh, splendid, darling. Go all out with the expense account. Craig's face was a study when I told him that Sierra was going to London in order to be near to you.
I wish that were true.
Darling, make it come true. While I have you on the phone, by the way, we've had a problem. Miller Brothers Construction Company, they cannot do the work on the tower, not until spring. So I think we may have to go with Andropolis.
Lucinda, if it were up to me...
Darling, that's why I'm asking you and talking to you. It's your project.
All right, then. Steve owes us more than he could possibly cover. If we were to call in those loans...
I like the way your mind is working.
Why don't we move now, Lucinda, to take over Andropolis Construction? We could complete the tower ourselves.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Downy, the fabric softener that combines skin-loving softness with the airy April freshness you love. And by Dawn, the dishwashing liquid that takes the grease out of your way.
It would be best if Steve were to fall behind on his payments while I'm over here in London. Now, there's no love lost between Irene Toland and Andropolis Construction, thanks, of course, to Iva Snyder. Yeah, so let's ask Toland to delay her payments on a Chicago job that Steve is doing for Bickford Channing.
All right, okay. And I'll do the same with Barbara Ryan on her factory job.
Good, that should put him in a bind. And especially since he's trying to finish construction on his house before Christmas. He will have to come to you, Lucinda, for an extension on his loans.
And if I'm unable to grant it, oh, it's just so sad. What can he do? I own him, including his new house. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Well, all right, darling, I'll set the ball rolling this afternoon.
Good. And if Steve tries to contact me, I will be unavailable.
Good. Now, really have a nice supper with Sierra. Go to the Tour d'Agence, do something nice, and give her my love. You haven't told me. How is Holden doing?
Actually, he's doing quite well. He's turned out to be bright and dependable, and with his homespun farm boy image, people seem to trust him instinctively.
Well, wonderful. Trust can be an asset if you know how to use it. Maybe we can, just hang on a minute, will you, Tony? Jane, do something useful, and I'll tell you when I'm through. Thank you. Darling, I'm planning on bringing Lily to London for Thanksgiving, all right? She's mooning around the house about Holden a lot, and what I'm counting on you for is that when my jet takes off, that you will find an excuse to send Holden back here at once.
And you can persuade Lily that her sister would be very upset if she turned around and went home. That could work nicely.
We will all have a wonderful family Thanksgiving together.
Thanksgiving. That's very appropriate, Lucinda. Do you realize it was 1 year ago on Thanksgiving that you and I first met when you came to speak to the junior executives in Dallas?
Oh, you're right. 1 year. Well, and Antonio, you're my right hand now, aren't you? What a meteoric rise. Have a wonderful dinner, darling. Give my love to Sierra. Ciao. If I don't watch Mr. Reyes, I'm liable to find myself working for him.
So Emily takes off in a big hurry, supposedly to fly home.
Why would she do that? I thought she didn't get along with Susan.
Yeah, it sounded fishy to me, too. So I called Susan.
And no Emily.
I get on the phone and say, hello, Susan, and she launches in about how Emily never called her to thank her for the birthday check she got. She didn't even talk to her since her birthday. So where is Emily?
Well, whatever she's up to, it's obvious she needs to lie about it.
Well, she lies about everything, left and right. It doesn't bother her a bit. You know, I was very patient with her at first. I figured she grew up with Susan. She's a bad role model. But she has gone too far. I mean, I really let her have it this time.
Have you thought that Emily might be in some kind of trouble?
Greg, if she is in some kind of trouble, she should know that she could trust her family, that we would help her through this thing. Do you want me to get Bill Cobb on the phone for you?
No. No, I'll handle Cobb, thanks. Oh, Steve?
Oh, I figured you'd be at the hospital.
Well, I was for a while, but Margot's sleeping now.
I'm really sorry. That's a lousy thing to have happen to both of them.
Yeah.
I was going to talk to Tom about something. I don't want to bother him.
No, I wouldn't. Greg's handling things down in his office now.
Well, this is kind of personal. I guess it'll wait.
Yep.
Is it okay if we take a lunch break?
Yeah, sure, go ahead, thanks.
Hey, what about you? You haven't eaten anything all day. You hungry?
Yeah, you're right. I could use a cup of soup or something, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. See you around.
Yeah. Well, now that we're alone, we got to stop by the real estate office on the way to lunch, okay?
Why?
Well, because the new house is almost finished. All right, so we got to start showing the cabin, and because it's in both of our names, I need your signature on it in order to give it to Perkins Real Estate and start showing the cabin. You're not telling me something. What? Come on, tell me.
No.
What?
Listen. It's up to you. I decided. These are your decisions.
Okay. Don't worry, will you? We are gonna, just think, come on, come Christmas, we are gonna have a house big enough to have, what, a 20-foot Christmas tree if we want it. And really with the money that's gonna come in from the cabin and the Chicago job and Barbara Ryan's factory, we're not gonna have any money worries.
Okay. Whatever you say.
That's what I say. Hi, Grandma.
Oh, Tom, darling. I'm so glad you've gotten away from the hospital for a little while. You need to rest and keep up your strength for Margot's sake as well as your own.
Nancy, dear, we thought maybe we'd put in another phone call to Bob. That's a good idea.
While you do that, why don't I go out and make lunch for all of us?
Done for me, thanks.
Well, Nancy, let me come help you with the lunch. Maybe Tom will change his mind.
That's a good idea.
Oh, we heard familiar voices down here, and someone was feeling a little bit left out.
Hello, you sweet boy. Hello. My sweet boy. Yes.
Oh, Tom, I'm so sorry. If there's anything at all that David and I can do.
As a matter of fact, I need to thank David for taking care of the arrangements last night. I was in no shape to do it.
Oh, no, of course not. Oh. I know that Margot needs her rest now, but would you let me know when she's ready for some more company?
Yeah, sure. I think I'm gonna get myself some coffee.
Oh, I'll do it.
No,
Get it for you.
Sorry.
Did I say something? Oh, no, you didn't. You just brought the baby in. Oh, dear. Oh, I never even thought of that.
Oh, well, Ellen, honey, I didn't either. And really, there's nothing that you...
Dear, really, it is not your fault. I'm going to go and try to talk with Tom.
Well, as I said, I think I'm going to call Bob. Maybe that'll...
You know, that's a wonderful idea. Really, if you could get in touch with Bob, I know he'll know just what to say. We all need him right now, and I'm going to see if I can be of any help. I just feel so inadequate right now.
So all that time you were in Scotland, you didn't know who you were?
Right. And then I had that fall and everything came back to me and I realized I was right here in Oakdale. My first instinct was to run right to you and your mother. But I wasn't quite sure that would be fair.
You mean you were just gonna leave without saying anything?
Son, I've done a lot of things that aren't very noble, and I've now realized how much I've hurt you and your mother.
You never hurt me.
You had to live with my reputation.
I don't care what lies people make up. I don't have to believe them.
Most of what you've heard is true, Paul. I started to run away last night, but then I decided I would stay here and try to make up for the past. That is, if you'll let me.
Of course. course we will. Right, Mom?
I couldn't blame your mother if she said no. Thank you. I'll stay.
All right. Where are you going to live?
Paul, I may have to spend some time in jail.
What?
I have to face some charges, but they're totally unfounded. They were brought against me by John Dixon.
Andy's father?
Yes, he really hates me, Paul. But once these charges are cleared, and I promise you they will be, I'm going to rebuild my life. I'm going to start over with a clean slate. I'm going to have the kind of reputation that will make you very proud of me.
I'm already proud of you, Dad.
I want you to think. Are you sure that you want me back in your life? You and your mom have done very well without me.
I don't think that's fair of you to ask Paul to make that decision, James.
I've already made it, Mom. Sure, I want you back, Dad. Hey, I want that more than anything.
I was hoping you'd feel that way. Hey, you stuck with me.
Right, Mom. Mom, it is okay, isn't it? I mean, if he stays.
Honey, I want what's best for you. I just am not sure what that is right now.
Yeah, I guess this is all kind of confusing for you, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Look, why don't you go in the kitchen and make yourself a snack, okay?
Hey, Dad, you ever have a peanut butter pickle mayonnaise sandwich? Hey, you'll love it. It's my specialty.
Hey, sounds great. Listen, Barbara, I meant what I said. I'm going to try and make it up to both of you.
Listen, James, you get one thing straight. Just because I didn't interrupt your long, touching story, and believe me, there were times I wanted to retch, doesn't mean I bought it for a second.
Guess I deserve that.
I know you, James. I know your words. I've heard all of them. I've seen the tears in the eyes and the calculated choke in the voice.
You don't believe me?
No, I don't believe you. Fine, if you want to tell everyone around here that you've changed, that's just fine. But one side of the old James, and I will tell that boy every story that I've spared him up to this moment. And then he can decide what he really wants.
You are as beautiful as I remembered. The world has been going mad around me. I've sorely needed to hold you in these arms.
Get Judith Clayton. I want her to do a series of interviews with James Stenbeck. And Mary Jane Davies. She can write something in the, in the magazine on Sunday Times.
But she's a woman's page writer.
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's what I want. I want that kind of stuff. I want the readers' hearts to go out to this man, this reprobate, this scoundrel, struggling to pull his life back together again. Jane, something else. Irene Toland, get her at Bickford Channing on the phone right now.
Well, what's she going to do for James Stenbeck?
Nothing, Jane. Just get her on the phone, and then get Barbara Ryan.
Well, don't you think Barbara Ryan has enough on her mind today?
Oh, darling. Just when life gets bleakest, one needs a spot of intrigue to get one's mind off one's troubles. I should know. Jane, move it.
Whenever you're in a good mood, the rest of us suffer.
You know, if you're serious about taking over Andropolis Construction, you should consider that Betsy and Steve are your daughter's closest friends.
Ambrose, it isn't my fault. It's not my fault. It's Andropolis. It's his character. He's just too grandiose, you know? Oh, I just had an exquisite thought. If I own Andropolis Construction, Ivor Snyder works for me.
Oh.
Meg Snyder to see you?
Oh, yeah? Why? All right, send her in.
Hi, Mrs.
Hello,
Walsh.
Meg, darling.
Mr. Bingham. I missed you so much.
That's very nice of you. I've got to tell you something. The house has been exceptionally quiet now that you... What can we do for you today?
Oh, gosh, now that I'm here, I'm kind of nervous.
What is it?
Well, remember how I told you I wanted to become a nurse? And, well, Mrs. Montgomery's been real encouraging. She thinks I can get into a training program at Memorial.
Oh, how exciting for you.
Yeah, well, but it costs a lot. No, I'm not here to ask you for any money. You've been too generous already. No, they have a special program over at the hospital, tuition for special cases. All I need is that loan. And I promise I'll pay it back as soon as I get a job. I swear, I swear.
I believe you. I mean, I really do believe you. Why don't we call Rex Whitmore and see what can be done?
Thank you. I knew Dr. Dixon was wrong.
Dr. Dixon was wrong about what?
Well, he said that, you've been too generous to the Snyders already, and that, I shouldn't waste my time coming over here.
Oh, gosh. Well, Dr. Dixon is so wrong about so many things so much of the time. And what is the timetable, darling? When do you want to start this program?
Well, I'd love to start January.
Well, why not?
Oh, hi. Hi.
Wait a minute, Ambrose Bingham. Has this girl been playing hooky?
No. I had a study after lunch. I just gave me enough time to go over to Fashions and try on some of Barbara's new things.
Oh, lucky you.
Meg, what are you doing here?
I just came over to talk to your mom, ask her a favor.
What else is new?
Our Meg wants to be a nurse.
Oh, a nurse.
Yeah, I guess being around so many dedicated people, like Lila and Casey. And Dusty, of course.
Of course. Of course. Mom!
Yes?
Do you want to come shopping with me and go to Fashions, buy out all of Barbara Ryan's new creations?
Darling, I don't really think this is the moment. Not when Barbara has just had to face the reappearance of her ex-husband arising from the ashes like a phoenix.
Well, you knew.
What?
That James Stenbeck tried to kill Dusty once.
Oh?
Said he'd inherit all that money.
What money?
Well, Gunnar Stenbeck and Barbara set up a gigantic trust fund for Dusty. Gee, Meg, you two are so close. I'm surprised he didn't tell you.
Holden Snyder on line 2 from London.
Ah!
Let me talk to him, please.
Darling,
Can I talk to
please.
him? What?
Business first.
Business first.
Yes, Holden.
Hello, Miss Walsh. Mr. Reyes is in a meeting, and he wanted me to call you and tell you that Paris deal came through. So we're going to be staying here for a few more days.
Oh, yeah. All right. Tell Mr. Reyes that I understand. Tell him that you gave me the message. Holden, Lily. He's standing right here by me. But before I put her on to talk to you, I just had a thought. If you have to stay over, I think that Lily and I will go to London. And then for Thanksgiving, we can all have Thanksgiving together.
That's great.
I think that's a fine idea, Miss Walsh.
I'm glad you approve, Holden. Put Lily on. There you go. No, you can't have it. No, you can't. All right. Okay. Have it, darling.
Hi, Holden.
Okay, to be honest with you, it did bother me a little bit signing that exclusive real estate deal with Perkins Real Estate to show the cabin. I mean, it is our home.
Right, fine, and we're going to have a new home, and it's incredibly beautiful.
Look, I'm only going to say this one more time. One more time. I don't need a big mansion to make me happy.
All right, fine, but that's not the point. I'm a builder, and I want to build you something beautiful, and I'm telling you we can afford it.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and I think that we should have an open house, New Year's Eve, and invite everybody in town.
We can't do it New Year's Eve. Brian and Shannon are getting married on New Year's Eve.
All right, fine, so we pick another day, all right? And we invite everybody in town, except James Stenbeck, of course. Think about it.
You got it.
Gotta get back to it.
Hey, I know you're back.
Here, chicken noodles.
Thanks.
No.
This soup that bad?
Craig, I was just thinking about James Stenbeck. All the harm that he caused so many people.
Betts, just the person I wanted to see. Hey, Craig.
How you doing, Roy?
Look, I'll let you know that everybody down at headquarters is really feeling just out of it about Margot.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Listen, you do me a favor. Margot needs a little time. If you keep the guys from dropping in too early, okay?
Sure. I understand. Thanks.
Oh, Roy, you here to see me?
Yeah. You know, I'm investigating everything that happened out at McKechnie's Castle last night. Anyway, I found the late Hensley Taggart's personal phone book. In it, your sister, Emily Stewart's name, along with phone numbers for her out in Omaha, your grandparents here, Kim Hughes, as well as your cabin. Did you realize that she knew him?
Fasten your seatbelt, please. We'll be landing in Oakdale soon.
Thanks.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by delicious Citrus Hill Select Orange Juice. It gets your juices flowing. And by Pepto-Bismol. Coats, soothes, and relieves. Pepto-Bismol for most common stomach discomforts. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Of course I do.
Then we're even. I told Franny Hughes the only thing I didn't like about being here was missing you.
Just what I wanted to hear.
Good. So do you think your mother's serious about coming here for Thanksgiving?
Why not? I mean, since Sierra's pregnant and all, I think Mother would like the family to be together on the holiday.
Yes, Mother does. I do. It's set.
Did you hear that? This was hanging on every word of our conversation.
Oh, yeah? Well, then I better not say some of the things I had in mind then.
Later. I'll call you at your hotel. I saw Iva this morning. She's doing really well. Oh, no, I told her. And guess who's here who'd like to speak to you? Meg!
What is Meg doing? Hold on a second. Mr. Reyes is here.
Is that Lucinda?
No, actually, it's Lily.
I'd like to speak with Lucinda.
Okay. Lily, tell Meg I said hi, okay? And put your mother on. Mr. Reyes wants to speak to her. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay. Mother?
Yes, dear.
It's your brilliant son-in-law.
Oh, good.
Business first, Meg. Business first. Here.
Tonio, I got the message from Holden. And, of course, the Paris deal takes priority. Take as much time as you need.
Good, then we're in agreement. Would you excuse me for a minute, Lucinda? Holden, look this over for me. In your office, all right?
Sure.
Thank you. We can talk now. I thought it would be best to break up the conversation between Holden and Lily.
Good idea, good idea. Now, at dinner tonight with Sierra, you must tell her that we're coming over for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I will. Another good reason to keep Sierra in Europe and away from Craig Montgomery. The longer we can keep those two apart, the less chance there is that this marriage will be dissolved.
I'll help, if I can.
I appreciate that, Lucinda. Oh, have you started to move yet on Andropolis?
It's in the works.
Good. Once we've taken over the company, Lucinda, I would like to stay in charge of the construction of the tower.
Tonio, darling, at this point, I can deny you nothing.
That's my little Goldilocks.
She just woke up from her nap.
She's a little sleepy. I knew I'd catch her if I came straight by before I went to work. What's over there?
Oh, I better get her shoes and socks. I left them upstairs.
Goldilocks book.
Tom having some lunch?
No. He and Lisa are on the phone to Bob in Zurich.
Yes.
I hope maybe Bob will be able to say something that helps.
Oh, I hope so. Do you need anything from upstairs?
No, honey, thanks though for asking.
Well, the Papa Bear?
Look whose daddy came to visit. Oh, my goodness.
Like that? That's a Papa Bear.
Yeah, I hear that. How are you, Steve? How's it going?
Good. I just went to lunch with Betsy, and cabin's on the market.
Well, good for you. The big house is all ready, huh?
Yeah.
Good for you. Sorry about the argument the other day.
Oh, hey, that's okay. You don't have to apologize. You were honest with me. And you told me how you felt, and well, I learned a couple things.
Yeah, the thing is, I care about you. We all do, and we just want to be of some help to you, that's all.
Well, well, just so you all understand, I wouldn't accept help from my own family, not from Nick, not from anybody. I just got to prove someday, that I can stand on my own.
The thing is, you don't really have to prove anything to me.
Oh, Danny, I just love these sneakers.
Yeah, now we're going to tell grandmother's story.
Just bless your sweetheart for getting in touch with Bob. It was exactly what Tom needed and what I needed.
Oh, honey, I'm glad. Good.
Thank you. And, oh, Steve, hi there.
Hi, Lisa.
With this big girl?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yes, Papa's
Kim, Dad wants to talk to you.
Oh, no, thank you. She had the nice... Was it? Oh,
And there is Goldilocks right there, right? Where'd the piggies go? Where'd the piggies go? The piggies are all gone.
You're funny. Do you want to put that underneath?
Yeah. I think that's the best sandwich I've ever tasted.
What'd I tell you? I came up with this combo last semester at Hillsborough. I'm famous for it now.
You know, the dill pickle and the peanut butter, it really kind of gives it that extra, you know.
Yeah.
It works.
They seem to be getting on.
I used to have nightmares about this. I would dream that James would come back and take over Paul's life and take him away from me, and now it is happening.
Now, you've been both mother and father to that boy for almost 3 years. Those bonds are stronger than you realize.
You don't know, James. You can wrap Paul around his little finger.
I think the boy is intelligent.
Yes, and he's very impressionable, and he's more than willing to accept his father as the misunderstood folk hero. Oh, James couldn't have timed his return better. And I'm not sure at all that it was accidental.
No?
No.
Miss Ryan.
Come on in.
Detective Franklin. Sorry to bother you. Mr. Stenbeck, I'm going to have to take you back down for further questioning.
How come you guys keep bugging my dad? You know, he saved my mom's life, and he's been totally honest with you. But all you care about are some stupid lies Dr. Dixon made up.
Hey, that's okay.
No, it's not okay, and it's not fair. You better leave my dad alone, or you'll be sorry.
So it looks like I'll be able to start the nursing program in January. Hey, maybe we'll have some of the same classes.
There's no way I can afford that.
Hey, come on, all I had to do was talk to Mrs. Walsh.
Yeah, sure. She's your friend, not mine. But I'm really happy for you anyway, Meg.
Yeah, life's really great. Well, mostly great. I really don't know what's going on between Dusty and me. I mean, now that we're living together, it's... No, not like that. We have separate rooms over at Lila Montgomery's. But, you know, we're spending so much time together, and I don't know, I would kind of like to be close to him again. But one scares too close for me.
Yeah.
Ooh, look who just sat down right over there.
You mean the hunk?
Yeah, he's a resident here. He's a friend of Dr. Paretti's. His name is Jordan Brewster.
Hmm. He's looking at you.
Dr. Simmons.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Hi, I need to talk to Margot on Flit's business as soon as possible, but I thought I'd, try to get you okay.
Well, I hope it's not something that will upset her.
No. We just need some more facts about what happened last night at the castle. Brian McCall, he gave us information up to a certain point, but only Margot can tell us what happened before Stenbeck found her in the tunnel there.
Well, I'll tell you what. As soon as Margot's awake, I'll check on her. If I think she's up to it, you can talk to her. Will you still be here?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Hey, Nellie B.
Hey.
How's my little sister?
Fine, and you?
Hi, Meg.
Hi.
Say, do you mind if I join you?
As a matter of fact, you can take my seat because I was just going.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Okay, see you.
Oh, God, are you following me?
I'm not following you. I want to see Iva, but she's in therapy.
Well, if you're looking for Dusty, he's got a class until 4.
You are so smart. You memorized his schedule, didn't you?
Yes, I am so smart. Oh, and by the way, I told him about your little jaunt you're planning for Thanksgiving to see Holden. He really wasn't best pleased.
Is anybody sitting here?
Not unless they're invisible.
Well, you never know. Hi. I'm Meg Snyder. Casey Peretti introduced us a while back.
Yeah, that number.
So, where are you from? Let me guess. New York?
Wrong. Oakdale, born and raised.
You're kidding.
My dad's Ed Brewster, president of Oakdale Savings Bank.
No kidding. That's great. Gosh, Roy, I don't know. I'm not even sure if I can qualify for the nursing program.
Well, then find out. And don't worry about the money. I'm just so proud of you, wanting to be involved in something like that.
Thanks. That really means a lot coming from you.
Hi, Nella.
Hi.
Lieutenant, I'm on my way to check Margot now.
Okay. Listen, Do you happen to know if Tom Hughes is around the hospital someplace?
Well, no, he's not here. He asked me to call him at Kim's as soon as Margot is awake. I hope he's getting his rest. Margot may never be able to carry a baby full term. I'm sorry, but it's better to be realistic. You can always adopt.
No adoption. We want our own child.
It's up to you.
There you go.
What a good girl, Daddy.
Oh, you're taller than mine.
Margot may never be able to carry a baby full term. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't you understand we can't go through this again? Look, we already lost one. We already had 2 miscarriages. We lost 2 babies. We can't listen again. We lost 2 babies already. Doesn't anyone understand me?
Tom? Oh, hi, sweetheart. I'm sorry if the phone woke you up, but it's Margot. She wants to talk to you, okay?
Oh, no. What am I gonna do?
Why, honey? What's the matter? Tom?
It looks like we're not gonna be able to have another baby. Dr. Samuels told me this morning I was trying to figure out a way to break it to Margot.
Oh, Tommy. Is that definite?
I don't know. She said that if Margot gets pregnant again, the chances are real good she's gonna miscarry. So I don't think we can go through that again. I really don't.
Well, now, wait a minute now. That isn't anything that you can make a decision on right now. Obviously, Margot will have to know about it, and it's something that you should tell her, but...
Yeah, how?
I don't know.
I'll get it. Hi, sleepyhead. I thought you were gonna doze the whole day away. How you doing? Oh yeah, me too. I got a real good nap. I'm feeling terrific.
The way Paul reacted, leaping to James' defense like that, I don't like it.
Well, no boy likes to hear bad things about his father. Or his mother, for that matter.
More than that, Duncan.
Aye, well, the boy's father has just returned from the dead. Paul's afraid to lose him again.
Yes, and James is using that to control.
Well, now, what are you afraid of? Are you afraid for your son? Or
I'm afraid for anyone who touches James' life.
including your son?
Yes. Seeing here, just sitting here in this room after all these years, I could just feel his control.
Darling, by your own admission, you're a much stronger woman now.
Yes, I am. And I'm not about to give up that strength for any man.
You once told me that I reminded you of James.
You like to control people too, Duncan.
Well, which one of us are you more afraid of?
Come on, check it out, listen. This is Judith Clayton with the inside track on People in the News. And I'm proud to announce an exclusive series of television interviews with James Stenback.
Yeah, all right.
Entrepreneur extraordinaire who was presumed dead and has returned to Oakdale with an intriguing story to tell. You'll hear all about it first from me, right here on WOA.
Good job, Dad.
And if you want to find out even more about this fascinating man, the City Times will be unveiling the first in a series of articles on the life and times of James Stenback.
Way to go.
So, what do? Tell my grandparents and Steve that Emily has been hanging around with some kind of underworld figure? I mean, maybe she didn't know who the guy was, but then why did she try so hard to hide the relationship?
Betsy, has it ever occurred to you to talk to Emily about this?
I would, if I knew where she was.
This is really getting to you, isn't it?
Oh, it's not just Emily now, It's Steve, too. Craig, every time I turn around, he's taking out another loan. Now he's put up the cabin for sale, the one thing that we own free and clear in this world. He wants us to move into this enormous house that I know we can't afford. He's trying so hard to prove something to himself or to me or to, I don't know. I'm just, tired. I'm tired of trying to pretend everything's all right.
I know that you decided to leave all the financial and business decisions in Steve's hands, but if it is making you this unhappy, honey, don't you think you should talk to him? Don't you think it's fair?
I've tried. You don't think that I haven't tried? Every time I bring it up, he takes it as some kind of personal put-down. I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore.
It's okay.
Oops. Sorry, I should have knocked.
Well, hello, Emily.
How was your trip?
Omaha is the pits, and my mother is worse. I could not wait to get out of there. Something wrong?
Lucinda?
Ah, well. Mr. Stenbeck, I trust that the police treated you with the proper respect.
Well, Ambrose here wouldn't have it any other way.
Ambrose is a great guy.
Yes.
Jane, bring in the little program that we made up. I think you'll be pleased. I think you'll really like it. Judith Clayton is Oakdale's answer to Barbara Wawa. And Mary Jane Davies has won prizes. She's wonderful. I think you'll really like it.
Good.
Thank you, Jane.
Well, hello there.
Jane. My assistant. Executive assistant, Jane McDonald.
I've heard so much about you, Mr. Stenbeck. I mean,
Yes, I've heard a great deal about you. I understand that Miss Walsh can't get along without you. It is Miss McDonald, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Jane? Ambrose, let's get right down. First things first, I'm sure that Mr. Stenbeck would like to hear the rustle of those bills. Have you drawn a nice check for him, Donnie?
Yes, I've got it in my office. I'll get it.
All right. I'm going to come with you. Fix yourself a drink if you want it, all right? I'll be right back. Jane. Jane.
Well, well, well. Miss Lucinda Walsh, you're as interesting as I thought you'd be. Yes. I think I'm going to enjoy this.
Stay tuned for They're two of the toughest detectives on the streets, and these ladies don't let anything get in their way. Cagney and Lacey, Monday nights at 9 on KOTV Channel 6. This is Dan Regent, inviting you to join us again Monday for As the World Turns.